Okay, everyone, welcome to the ABHI podcast. Actually, today's episode is a little sad one, and it's going to be one of the main reasons why I got rid of my hair. So, without any further ado, let's just start the episode. And welcome. So, the main reason I got rid of my hair and my mustache and my beard is because my grandmother on my father's side passed away 2 days ago. And this was the first funeral I have ever attended in my whole life. Now, obviously, I have seen Hindu funerals in movies before, but never did I ever attend one of them in real life. So, I arrived in Nagpur just 2 days ago, on the same day actually that my grandmother passed away. Actually, not even the same day, a few 12 hours after my grandmother passed away, because when we booked the tickets for the train, that time only I got the news that she passed away. And so we had to come here to attend her funeral, because normally we are in Kuwait and we are not able to attend any of our relatives funerals, but this time both me and my brother were in India, Mumbai. So we were like, we have to attend her funeral. So it was actually a very sad scene. Obviously, it was a very sad scene in the house. But to preserve her body till we arrived, they kept her body in the freezer. It was like a see-through freezer. The top was made of plastic that we can see through. So it was a bit sad, and it was a very new experience for me, very eye-opening one. And there's a very at first I didn't know why we need to cut our hair. I only thought that it's some kind of gesture of respect for our elderly or for someone who passed away. But today I searched on what is the scientific reason, because everything in the Hindu culture is based on science. Everything. So I was just curious to know, why do we cut or shave our head or all the hair on our face? So I was quite surprised to find out that there's actually a very legitimate scientific reasoning behind cutting all the hair. So it goes like this. In the Hindu culture, the bodies are cremated, not buried. So when the cremation takes place, the ashes, they go around everywhere, and whoever is standing close to uh, the flames, the ashes land on them. So the first thing that you should do after the whole funeral is done is come home, and without touching anyone or anything in the house, you go and take a bath so that you can remove and clean your body. But then, why do you shave the head? You must be thinking, Abhishek, you can just use the shampoo or some soap and wash your hair, right? But actually, the body, when it burns, releases a radioactive chemical called carbon 14, and that chemical attaches to our dead cells molecularly, especially the nails and the hair. So because of that attraction of the molecules, you can't separate them by just using normal shampoo. You have to cut them from the roots, so that the whole impurity just washes away, and then when they grow newly again, it's clean and pure. So that's the main reason why the hair is cut now. But if you are staying far away and someone calls you and tells you that someone has passed away, come, and you arrive after the whole funeral ceremony is done, then it doesn't make sense to shave the whole head off. But it has become a culture, it's a tradition. So traditions are followed, that's why they are called traditions. And that's why people still shave their heads even though they have not attended the funeral. In my case, what happened is that my father was not present for my grandmother's funeral, because he was stuck in Kuwait because of COVID. My father got COVID, that's why. And that's why I had to shave my head. And I was also standing very close to the flames. And yeah, now my hair is shaved, and not only my hair, but also my mustache, my beard, everything is gone. And actually I feel quite nice because when the shaving was taking place, a lot of dandruff came out, a lot dandruff. So I asked the barber, is this normal, is this something I should be worried about? And he said no, it's just in winter, in a cold season it happens. So just apply some oil, and especially coconut oil, that's the best for scalp treatment. So use that regularly every day, once or twice apply it to your head, and you'll have a clean scalp and there will be no dandruff. And it feels kind of nice to have no hair for once. The last time I completely shaved my head was in 2013 for my munja. Now, for those of you who do not know what a munja is, it's basically a ceremony that the Brahmins do, that declares that the person, especially only for boys, it's only done for boys, not for girls, that the boys have officially become adults. So now their childhood is gone and they're officially entering adulthood. And to celebrate that transition, a munja is conducted. So in that munja, you shave your head, and there's a small shendi at the back. It's like a representation of the munja. It shows that your munja is done, and then you get the janeyu, the string that you have across the chest, and that's basically what munja means. And yes, this was my first time experiencing a funeral, and it was very eye opening for me. I went to the funeral house, not a house actually, the area where all the bodies are burnt, and it was very peaceful over there. There was no noise, there was no irritation. Everyone was just calm and soothing. There was a lot of peace. You might be thinking, oh, it might be scary or dirty or very ugly, but no, it was clean, it was well maintained, and it was very peaceful. Everyone was just sitting over there working and calm. And there are dogs also. Yes, there are also dogs. And they keep dogs at the funeral homes because they believe that dogs, uh, you know they chase away the bad vibes, you can say atma or soul, the souls that are stuck. The dogs make them go away. So that's like a belief that the people have. So there were a lot of dogs also over there. And yes, the next day we went and collected her ashes, and we went to a nearby river, and we Visarjan, it's called in Marathi and Hindi. Visarjan means we dropped it in the river. Not dropped it, just, I don't know the proper word for it in English, but in Marathi and in Hindi it's called Visarjan, which means giving it away. You can see that's the closest word I can find that resembles Visarjan. So giving it or just putting it in the river means that the body is now finally free, a free soul. She can go and take a new form in her next life. Yeah. So a little sad, obviously. So I won't be making a lot of jokes in this episode. But yeah, that's my first experience with a funeral. But also, just this month I had another first experience. uh, I went to a farmhouse with my uncles and aunties and some other grandmothers, and over there we stayed for, I think, just one day we stayed over there. But my uncles, they have this tradition that all the uncles are supposed to make their nephews drink for the first time. Like, it's their right to make their nephews drink for the first time after they turn 18 years old. And now that I'm 18 years old, my uncle was like, Abhishek, it's my chance to tell you, and my privilege to make you taste your first alcoholic drink. Now, I don't consume any toxins. Like, um, I have been doing this for a few years, and you might be thinking that I'm crazy, but no, actually, I don't consume anything that's considered like that I feel is not good for my body. Like, I don't eat any junk food. Maybe, like, of course, I'm not saying I never eat it. Of course, when I go out with friends and they are all eating junk food, I also jump in and I eat burgers and everything. But on my own, I will never, I never ever eat junk food or burgers, pizza, anything like that. And I don't drink tea, I don't drink coffee. I only consume milk with Bonvita or Horlicks. That also not the chocolate flavor or the strawberry flavor. I only go for the malt. That's good, tasty, and it's the original flavor. It has all the good proteins and calciums and everything, and it doesn't come at the cost of any sugar or anything like that. So yeah, my uncle was like, Abhishek, so now I'm going to give you your first drink. And I was like, please don't give me any alcoholic drink. Please. I don't consume alcohol. Please don't do that. And he was like, no, 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 Abhishek, you have to at least taste it. If you don't taste it, you can't, you have to have life experiences. You have a very short life, not like as if I'm going to die tomorrow, but like, you have, in the grand scheme of things, your lifespan is very short compared to the universe. So you have to experience as many things as you can in this short amount of time. And I was like, okay, fine, it makes sense. Give me some alcohol. So like he gave me a full bottle of beer and he told me to drink the whole thing. I was like, nope, there is no way I am finishing this whole bottle of alcohol. I'm not even finishing like one fourth. I'm not finishing half of one fourth. That is what, one eighth, right? So I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that. So he's like, okay, Abhishek, at least taste it. I was like, fine, fine. So I took the bottle. I didn't even take a sip. I just touched it to my lips and took a little taste of it, and it did not taste good, man. Like, of course, everyone knows that alcohol doesn't taste good, but it grows on you somehow, and then you get addicted or you like it or whatever it is. I don't understand that logic at all. But yes, I tasted alcohol, and it tasted bad. It didn't even taste good. But then they were like, okay, Abhishek, if you don't want to drink actual beer alcohol, then fine. We'll give you something very, 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 very watered down form of alcohol. So they gave me this raspberry juice, which had like 0.5% alcohol in it. And I said, but I don't want to drink alcohol. And they're like, no, no, no. Even if you drink 10 of these bottles, you will not get drunk at all. And there are no side effects on your body. Actually, it will act as a medicine, because alcohol in small amounts acts as a medicine. So they were like, fine, just drink this, Abhishek. So I was like, fine, fine. I tasted it. It still didn't taste good, but at least it was like raspberry juice mixed with some percentage of alcohol, and it didn't taste completely bad. Also, I wouldn't prefer drinking it again and again, but for one time, two-time thing, I was fine with it. So I drank it, and I finished it. And to celebrate, they all clapped for me, and they're like, "Yay, Abhishek, you drank alcohol. Let's go." So yeah, that's the story behind me also tasting alcohol for the first time. Now you guys might be thinking, Abhishek, what is this outdoor space you're sitting in? You're changing your set every day. Some days you're sitting behind with a white wall behind you. Some days you're sitting out in the open with a tree behind you, and you don't have hair also. So let me tell you, I'm in Nagpur, of course, and I'm currently sitting on my roof. And this tree over here, you see, it's a mango tree, and it does give mangoes, but the kacha ones. Kacha means the unripe ones. So the green ones, you can make achar with it. Achar, I don't know, man. Everything has in English. I have to translate everything in English. It's so frustrating. I'll just say some Hindi terminology for those of you who are actually curious to find out what achar and visarjan everything means. Just Google it, okay? I'm done always trying to translate everything. So yeah, this mango tree over here, and it's nice. It's very nice actually. And you know why I'm preferring to sit out here? There are two, three main reasons. One is because the lighting down there in the house, it's very bad. Second, there's a lot of disturbance. There's fan noise and the people walking around, and there's a lot of echo also. Over here, there's nothing for the sound to bounce off of, so the echo is very, 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 very low. And third, the lighting. I mean, no. What's the third reason? Yeah, it looks better. I mean, look at how pleasant my background looks. This is the first time I think in my whole podcast history that my background looks that good. And yeah, that's my experience of coming to Nagpur, coming to a funeral. May my grandmother's soul rest in peace. She was very nice. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of time to know her because I was in Kuwait the whole time, and every year I come to Nagpur for only maybe 15 days, 1 month at max. But still, I knew her very well, and she was very nice. I think, she passed away at the age of 72. But life moves on. Yeah, that's the part of life. Beginning is a part of life, living life is a part of life, and the end is a part of life. So, in a way, you can say life has beauty because it has an end. If you live on forever, it's like this. You, at some point in time, at some point, even if you're the laziest person in the world, if you are immortal, at some point you will experience everything in life. Like, there will literally be nothing on this earth or this planet that will not be new for you. That will be new for you. That's what I was trying to say. There will be something at some point. If you live forever, there will be something that, at some point, something will be there that will never be new for you. So that time life becomes boring, and boredom is the worst enemy of your mental health. So, in some case, I mean, in that sense, you can see that having an end to life actually makes it beautiful. It gives you a complete story. It brings your life to a full circular end, and it just makes you feel something, that you have done something, or there is someone left behind to continue your legacy. And for her, my father is there, I am there, my brother is there, and all other our relatives are there. So, she will be missed. As long as I live, she will be missed. So, her soul, her memories will stay alive with us. And thanks to technology, all of her photos will be there, all of her videos will be there. So, we have that to also look forward to. Because imagine, 10 100 years ago, not even 10 100, sorry, but like 100 200 years ago, people didn't have anything to record their life with. Only the rich aristocrats had the resources to record their life, a diary to write in, a painter to paint their portraits. But the average person had nothing to document their life. Maybe if they were too curious, they would buy a diary and start writing. But that back then, many people were illiterate also, so they didn't even know how to write. No photos, no videos, no paintings. They didn't know how to paint. No one painted them. So they were just anonymous people, only whose names are remaining. So which we carry today. Like, I don't know who my ancestors are, who lived like 200, 300 years ago. But thanks to all this YouTube and my podcast and all these things, maybe 500 years down the road, if this podcast, the record is still kept, people will know, okay, there was a guy called Abhishek, and he had a podcast, and this is what he talked about. So that's a good thing, you can say. That that is what technology has helped us. It has helped us keep our memories alive for a longer time, and that is a beautiful thing if you see it that way. Okay, the sun is about to go down, and I'm about to lose a lot of light, and that brings an end to this episode. Until then, take care, everyone. Keep in touch with all of your relatives, because in the future, you might regret it. You might say, I should have kept in touch with my relatives. I would have known more about them. I would have known more about my history, my ancestors, my people. So, keep in touch with your relatives, and stay calm, stay cool, and keep your head down, move forward. You'll achieve everything in life. Okay, I think that concludes this episode. If you guys stuck around till the end, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. And yes, before you all leave, I wanted to tell one more thing. Please, if you are listening to me on Spotify, please rate my podcast 5 stars. If you're listening on Apple Podcast, please rate my podcast 5 stars, and also leave a review, because then it feels genuine. And yeah, that's it. Yes, also, if you are listening on any platform, absolutely any, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many other podcasts platforms, please follow or subscribe. They both mean the same thing, but just click that button. If it says follow, click it and make it following. Smash that button, all right? Because I need all the support I can get to increase, to level up the podcast. Already I made a new intro, but we need to keep on growing, right? So come on, help me out. Rate my podcast 5 stars, leave a review, and also follow or subscribe or whatever it says in that button. For subscribe to my YouTube channel. I keep on posting these podcast episodes. I keep on making vlogs. I keep on uploading shorts also nowadays. Nowadays I'm experimenting with shorts because in the future of YouTube, it seems like shorts is going to take off a lot. And I just noticed before closing the episode that this is the first time I'm wearing my spectacles on the podcast. So that's new. All right. So if you guys stuck till the end, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in the very next episode of the ABHI podcast. Till then, take care. Have a nice life. Have a safe life. Peace. And bye bye.